Hello, hello, all my lovelies. Hello, hello, all my lovelies. Oh, let's fix that. Okay, my lovelies, can you hear and see me without an ungodly amount of feedback now? Let me know. Okay, glad we can now hear and see me without the feedback, because it was killing me. I gotta move so we can get my snowflake in. Okay, I gotta have my snowflake for my special viewers like Mr. Buttshine up there. Okay, how are we all doing tonight? Let me adjust this. Let me adjust that so I can see all you lovelies. Okay, here we are. So, as I alluded to in a couple of the other earlier streams, I did have surgery yesterday. So, if I'm a little low energy, that's why. It's kind of why I've been gone and back. I've been having some problems with my health, but we are getting them under control. Hey, Goosebump. I'm here to answer some of your questions. Let me know what you specifically want answered. So, first thing I'm going to do after I say hi to everybody, hi to all my lovelies, you know how much I love all my beasties. Hi, Julie. Love all my beasties. Hi, hi, hi. Little bit of housekeeping. You may notice, I don't know if it's in there already. If it's not, it will be shortly. There is going to be a Patreon going up, not because it's like, oh, I need to make money off of this, but because YouTube has decided to take down or not allow the upload or live stream of several of my videos because of bad gun content. So I have like a $1 membership or whatever the lowest it'll allow me to do, just because that right now is the easiest place for me to put some of that stuff up. I'm trying to get a locals and a rumble and all of that together. It's just a lot, especially dealing with some health stuff behind the scenes. So there's that. Other housekeeping, we're going to have fun. I've gotten rid of a couple trolls. I've already blocked them. They were in the uncivil stream earlier, announcing they were going to kind of crash the stream. If they do, feel free to make fun of people. Go for it. I don't really care. So let's answer a few of the questions I got via Instagram DM from people that didn't necessarily want them public. And then anything you want to know, let's put it in the chat. And anything you want me to address, anything you want videos on, let's go. I'm here for you guys. That's what you know. We'll see how long we can go before Stephanie's ready for bed here. Sorry. First of all, someone asked me about transporting firearms across state lines. This is a really tricky thing. It depends what state you're starting in, what state you're stopping in, if you have a concealed carry permit, the kinds of firearms. There's lots of fun stuff. And lots of jurisdictional issues. And I don't like giving the general lawyer, sorry, my extensions are annoying me, the general lawyer answer of it depends. The best I'm going to give is, when you start out in location A, assuming you can legally own firearms in location B where you're ending. Let's leave New Jersey out of this. They're nuts. If you're going through New Jersey, find a better way. Don't. New Jersey's notorious. I won't fly through New Jersey with my firearms. I won't even connect through their airports or fly in or out of. But put the firearm in a locked firearms into a locked container in the trunk. If you have an SUV where you can just like reach over the back seat, that's not going to work. You're going to have to find a way to make it an area you cannot access from the interior of the vehicle. Firearms need to be unloaded, magazines out, unloaded, no magazine in the firearm, ammunition in a separate container, both of which need to be locked with a padlock. If you're pulled over for some reason, obviously you need to disclose it that you're transporting firearms, explain that you are transporting them because you're moving, somebody died, you're going on vacation, whatever. It is not interstate commerce. Make sure they know it's not interstate commerce. That's a whole other issue. And that they are unloaded, locked, and unaccessible. And the ammunition is separate and unaccessible. That is your best benefit. I also recommend you go to handgunlaws.us. It's a map that I use. It'll tell you the different handgun laws and the transportation and the permits between all the states. I personally don't like to stop if I'm transporting firearms. When I do this due to moving and driving at the same time, I only stopped one night. It was a state that honored my permit. All the firearms came inside to the hotel. Don't leave them in your car if your car gets stolen. It's a trash nightmare. If someone breaks in and takes firearms, it's a nightmare. They came in, they went back out, I left. I didn't make many stops, and I kept it all PC. If you are going to or through a state that has severe restrictions, you need to do a lot more due diligence than what I'm just telling you right now. You can message me and I can help you try to work through it. But the reality is, places like New Jersey or California, it is a whole other beast. and I would avoid transporting firearms into, out of, or through places like that without lots and lots of advice from lots and lots of, firearms lawyers, police experts, contact state police, that whole situation, because that'll get your guns taken. I know several competitors who landed in New Jersey, and we were heading to meets in Pennsylvania or a meet in Maryland, and when you check a firearm, there's a red and white sticker that goes on the box where it's checked, and they had their firearms confiscated. Even though there was no intent to stay in the state they were passing through, they got their firearms confiscated, and it caused a whole lot of hassle in attempt to get them back. So there's that. I will also say to the person that asked me about transporting and situations with firearms that were obtained from a family member, you need to look into your own state rules. Most firearms that are older than a certain date do not need to be registered. They don't need to be transferred, especially if it is from a deceased family member to yourself as something in the will. But that is state dependent, and make sure you look into it and make sure you stay on top of it. So that was another question I got. I did get a question from somebody that said, hey, I don't have the most average body type. A little heavier up top, a little smaller at the legs. What's the best way for me to carry? I'm not really sure. Hi, Libertas. Hi, good to see you. Random hello. Glad to see you here. Always like seeing you. What's the best way for me to carry it? And in those situations, obviously it's most comfortable. I recommend shoulder holsters. If you are a bigger person and you feel you have a hard time kind of getting your waistband, you have to adjust your belly, whatever it is, your waist, your shirt, to get to something you would draw. I recommend a shoulder holster personally. Other than that, you don't have many options that aren't at the hips or at the waist. The shoulder holsters are great because, zip up hoodies, vests, shirts. I have a review coming that has an undertech tank top, and it's got Velcro, and it's literally, it looks like my Under Armour tank tops, but I can conceal a firearm in it without a shoulder ring. So things like that are great. Family members should look into gun trusts. Yeah, watching daily, I always recommend a gun trust. This person was specifically asking about now what they need to do because they were transporting said firearms across like 8 states and the best way to do it. Gun trusts are very important. They help with a lot of the rules and the laws of passing firearms to someone else after you're deceased and getting around some of the laws and some of the things that can happen. But again, it is something that is state dependent. You also need to talk to a state attorney and a firearms attorney if you have an extensive collection. I have some firearms that are restricted ownership. I had to get a class 3 tax stamp for them. And, those are a little bit harder for me to eventually pass on to someone else. So I had to get into that. Response. Sadly, I learned getting licensed in my state is of limited usefulness as far as reciprocity. Yeah. So I know what state you're in. I'm not going to out it here. If you'd like to out it, you're more than welcome to. I'm not going to dox you, though. What I would recommend, Utah and Florida are great states for reciprocity. Utah concealed carry classes, you can find them in most states. A lot of, I know in Pennsylvania, the Blue Knight Motorcycle Club, which is the police motorcycle club, holds them. I know there's a lot of NRA chapters that hold them. But if you get a Utah or a Florida permit, which you can get as a non-resident, it has reciprocity through most states. And it's a great thing to do. And it's a great reciprocity. To answer your other question, I think I answered it in the comment you left me on my carjacking video. I did leave you a comment with the stats for you. on last year's carjackings in that regard. But yeah, Reciprocity, handgun laws.us, it's a great place. I will caution with Reciprocity to please be careful. Some states do not recognize what they call non-resident permits. So in certain states, you can get what is referred to as a non-resident permit, and the non-resident permit is not accepted for Reciprocity. You can have the non-resident permit and use it in that state, but let's say you have a non-resident permit, and you're trying to come to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania does not recognize a lot of non-resident permits. So between everyone knows I go between PA and Louisiana a lot. Pennsylvania accepts a Louisiana resident permit. Louisiana accepts a Pennsylvania resident permit. Neither will accept a non-resident permit from the other state, although PA no longer really issues many non-resident permits. It's extremely rare to get one. So if you're going to look at another state's permit for purpose of reciprocity, make sure you're looking at the non-resident versus resident options. So we have that one covered. People throw me out, there's other questions. So I didn't want to answer this in time for this, but I know she and I talked about this, and I'm going to talk about it with I've talked about it with a couple other people. I've seen a lot of people say that in the past they kind of had a bad taste in their mouth. I'm not really sure about carrying. It is better to carry and never need it than to not carry and need it, right? And I've seen in a lot of the streams, a lot of our talks we've all had, I've had a few people say like, hey, I don't think I could actually shoot somebody. I don't think I could use a gun. I don't. And in that case, carrying's not right for you because you don't want someone to take it from you, right? But you need to become comfortable with it if you're concerned self-defense wise, and in this day and age we all should be. What I will say is, please remember, if you are in a situation where you are going to need to draw your weapon and take a life, they are just as willing to take yours. So while you may have a hard time wrapping your head around, I don't know if I could take a life, are you okay with the fact that they will have no problem taking yours? Now, that being said, it does weigh on people when they're involved in a shooting. There are great resources for it. There are plenty of people to talk to. Handgun lawyers. There are crisis specialists. That's what they specifically deal with. When I teach self-defense classes, I talk a whole lot about after actions. But be comfortable with it and understand it's never easy to take a life. It is not easy to take a life in the line of work. It is not easy to take a life even if yours is at risk. If it is easy for you to take a life and you will not lose sleep over it, you have psychiatric issues. You probably should not have a gun. Now, that being said, would I have an issue taking a life if mine or my child's were threatened? No, not at all. Nope. Because you're threatening my own. That being said, it doesn't make it easy. It doesn't mean that I want to do it. I'm not going out here looking for someone. Those are the people you need to watch out for. I am just comfortable knowing if it's mine or my child or somebody's safety that I love versus someone that's going to harm me. I'll take a life and then I'll deal with the repercussions. So let me look at my list of questions. I don't think I have any of the other ones. Let's see. I have a few on the Instagram. Let me pull it up. So you have a question asked. Hey, you all, are you done with your mind-numbing chat about the ever-loving Supreme Court. That made me wanna, you know, smack myself. Gotta show up and show love to Stephanie. Hey, Auntie Connie, gotta show love to you too. How's my Auntie Connie? I do adore. Yeah, so the person that asked me about the firearms is also taking a ton, but of firearms, so just you have to watch that a little bit. Yeah, and Civil, I know my audio is a little bit muddled, but we just had a tornado touchdown about 10 minutes ago, so I'm chilling in a closet. And I'm not quite as close to my mic as I normally am. So everyone's going to have to deal with that. I'm not sitting in front of my giant glass walls that I'm normally near, where I can be closer to the mic. As you tell me, you're okay. How's my day? My day has been fairly decent. Like I said earlier, I think before you were here, I had surgery. I had a minor procedure done yesterday, so there was a lot of sleeping today, and there's just a little bit of being sore and just a whole lot of after. But I'm doing good. Hey, my neighbor. My neighbor, you're not someone I recognize so much. But hello, welcome to the Lair. Uncivilians represent. The uncivilians always represent. Yeah, Kurt, did you finish your stream? How was did we finish asking 8 hours worth of dumb questions? Because, I mean, better man than most, I could not. I'd have been drunk by now. I don't have a lot of drink today. Let's catch. Let's see what other questions we have from all my lovelies. Okay. Anti-commie, is this better? I'll come forward a little bit. Is this better? Stephanie, I'll sit a little closer to my. That was way too close to the camera for anybody. Let me know. How's my mic now? I'm waiting for my answer on my mic. Anti-commie, you can be a terrible dad. I am a terrible mom. We have learned that. Oh my god, if we learned that in the chats. And then when I clapped back in Kurt's chat the other night, oh, Jesus. You would have thought, oh, you would have thought. the trolls can dish it up, but they can't take it. Oh, wait, that's like, see, I put a snowflake. I put a snowflake here just for my trolls. All my sensitive ones, right there. It's glittery too. Yay, this one. So, what other questions do we have, people? What else do we want to talk about? Let's AMA this. What do you want to know? You can actually ask whatever question you want about me for once. And I will answer them without being serious and being bitchy. I mean, I may be if the troll shows up, but I mean, hey, why not? They can return to their bridge. We had that discussion the other night, too. Although I will say, we do need to talk about one thing with guns. Oh my god. So, anybody that was in the one live I did, I think with Kurt, where I absolutely trashed the way the people leggings, that company is going to hate me. How are they going to hate me? I have a video coming up that I bought one of the IWB Kydex holsters from them, and everyone's like, oh my god, they're so great! But I guess after the I should learn my lesson. I spent, and it won't come magic, I spent like 20 minutes cleaning pink Kydex off of my firearm. And in the video you can see anytime I go to holster it, it racks my slide. They're actually holsters. I have spent far less on a holster. I'm pretty sure I could make a better one out of duct tape. But oh god, I feel kind of bad. I feel bad that I'm gonna destroy them in this. Local magic, I'm glad to see you. No sorries for being late. That is my fault. I originally had 9, then things moved to 8. My laptop, cell phone, and everything are having issues because I was in PA yesterday, and no, I was in New Orleans yesterday. But I go between New Orleans and Pittsburgh, and the time change doesn't always catch up. So I got scheduled for 9 on one thing, and then everything else will auto adjust the time. And so it's just up with it. My bad YouTuber, whatever. We all know. Yeah. Yes, and so we did have a tornado in New Orleans. It was right up for me. That is why I'm filming in the closet. It was right up the street. I heard it touch down. You can see all the damages if I look out the condo window. We have a couple more. We're under tornado warning for another like 40 minutes, I think. So it's got that nice like green Toto sky. Wait for the Wizard of Oz here. Zulu! I haven't seen you forever! Zulu, the snowflake. You like the snowflake? Zulu, you better love the snowflake. How have you been, Zulu? I hope you've been well. I haven't seen you. I've missed you. Yeah, terrible parents unite. I want like a shirt that says like terrible parents untie, a la Homer Simpson, and like it's just misspelling things. People need to mind their business. People need to be on minding their business. And then people got all butt hurt when I clap back in streams like hers. I love like the comments. Her roasting people was mean and disturbing. Okay. If you can dish it out, you better be able to take it. Apparently, your parents never taught you that. I've always said that like the keyboard warriors drive me crazy. If you won't say it to my face, don't chill out and say it like behind a keyboard. Leave mommy's basement and like come meet me in person. Come meet me in person, leave mommy's basement, and let me know if you'll say it to my face. I doubt you will. Zero, I almost had to call you. I almost got stranded at the airport near you. I thought there was almost like a call going. The company I was told that did million firearms slides for an optic broke my heart. They don't do my gun now. I'm gonna have to go buy a new gun. Watching you daily. What? Watching you. Send me a message. I think there may be a workaround. Send me a message. I know a few people that do milling of slides for optics. Cherokee Girl, thank you. I look great for someone that had surgery. It is smoke and mirrors. Makeup. Of all people you should know. Makeup. We've got to have the makeup. Because, I mean, like, otherwise, I'm beyond Caspery over here. Beyond Caspery right now. I've just got some makeup skills and a vampire, as usual. But, honey, sorry you're late. American Legend, you? American Legend, always. Like, we don't need to worry about late. The bad YouTube over here had time zones screwed up, so we're cool. Trying to lock things down. Listen to Timcast. Oh, I haven't seen one. Fredda's shirt said, it's cute how you think I'm listening to you. Yeah, I have a shirt that says that. I had a shirt on the other night when I was roasting people, when I was with Kurt, just because you guys couldn't read it. And it said, how about no? And it had a minion on it. I also have a shirt that says, always be yourself, unless you can be Loki, then always be Loki. So I do have some t-shirts. I usually go pretty blank. I usually just pick like solid colors. Most of mine have a handprint on the back of the shoulder, courtesy of a small child since I'm a bad parent. But hey, it's cute that you think I'm listening to you. No, I just tell people. Goosebumps, like, I just tell people all the time, like, no. I really could. I'm not, one of the lines I'm famous for, and again, it comes back to this whole, like, 70s man thing, is I've been known to tell people, like, look, I don't know what I did to make you think that I like you, but I don't. So I'm going to need you to let me know what that is, so I don't do that again. No. And if people like me now and on the internet, like you should have seen me on an ambulance or a fire truck. Or like in police uniform. Oh, I was real mean then. I would like get out of things. People like, oh, she's here. Nope. Call the nope. Scar the Kirk. Call the nope. And we would nope right out. There's a running joke in public safety, and my public safety people know that you will find police like to call paramedics because they don't want to deal with the wrong person. And paramedics will call police because they don't want to deal with the wrong person that has no actual medical issues. And when you show up, half the time police are like, look, paramedics or jail. And 99.9% of the time, the person will choose paramedic over the drunk tank. But one day I got out of the medic unit and they were like, jail. And to me, I'm sorry. I saw that when I decided that, like, that day I had made it was everything. You chose to go to jail over being stuck with me. Like, that was, I laid with my career as a medic. But, don't plan your budget big and you're like, you can always do that. So, let's talk other fun firearm things. I have a video coming out about ammunition. These are really cool ammunition we're going to look at. I can show ammunition. I did look at the rules. YouTube has the dumbest firearm rules. Please tell me how me showing you a bullet is, whatever. But I have some cool ammunition that I'm going to myth bust. We are going to myth bust the infamous Blacktail and the Cub Killers. Law's going to join us on that part of that one. And since everybody's so convinced that they're illegal, spoiler alert, they're not here if they ever been. They are a specific round painted one color. You do you, boo. But audio is really bad. American Legend is in a little bit better when I sit closer to the mic. The audio is really bad because I am in a closet because we have a tornado going on. So I'm a little bit closer to the mic, American. So try to make the next one. Hopefully it should be better than, should be my normal mic then. It just happens to be chilling in a closet because of a tornado. So, back to what I was saying. So I have some other really cool ammunition. One that people seem to think is a tracer ammunition, but it's actually not. It's a glow dot ammunition. I have a whole bunch of mics. The problem is where I am. My mic doesn't want to stay. The problem is where I am. I even have a lav mic. I can't come out of the closet, Dr. Nickel. There's a tornado. Like right up from me. You want me to come out of the closet? Tornado. Let me try one other thing. I don't think I'll make a difference, but I'm going to sit a little bit closer since people said that the audio was a little bit better with me a little bit closer. Although, oh, do I look bad this close up? Ooh, this looks scary. Hold on. There we go. We'll do a little bit better lighting and we'll be a little bit closer. There we go. Hopefully it's slightly better for you guys audio-wise. I'll sit a little closer and I'll speak a little louder here. Yeah. What if I like being in the closet? There's been speculation in some of the chats about me being in the closet. Come on, Dr. John. I don't want to be in the closet. You guys want me to come out? Like, what do you want me to come out as? Vampire? What am I coming out of the closet as? So I'm in a closet. You're complaining about the audio. I'm still live streaming from a closet ignoring a tornado. Safest place I can be right now. Talking about people. So, thanks, Goosebump. Always appreciate your adoring feedback. You're the best. So like I was saying, I have this really, really, really cool ammunition. And it's not a tracer round, but the back of it glows after you use it. So if you're shooting in low light, you know where you're shooting. It's great. So we're going to cover that. We're going to cover the calibers. I don't think people truly understand the difference in caliber. There is a whole lot of misinformation about caliber. Whole lot of it. I could take Bruce Jenner's place. So funny. Okay. Story time. Story time with Loki. The reason I was speaking about some of the trans issues on Uncivil Stream the other night is because when I was still working full-time as a medical provider, I was asked to be a speaker at the Philadelphia Trans Health Conference. To speak about the pre-hospital and public safety medical aspects of transgender health, which, whatever, fine. So I was speaking, and as I've said many times, I'm 5'11"-ish, but I wear high heels all the time. And the other question is like, hey, if you're that tall, why do you wear high heels? It's because my brother's 6'9". I am the short one in my family, under 6 feet tall. I'm a midget. So I didn't think wearing high heels was a problem until this conference. I cannot tell you how many people were like, oh my god, who did your FFS, facial feminization surgery? Oh my god, who did your boobs? You look great! Nope, not a guy. Most of you have seen generally what I look like. I don't think I look like a guy, but apparently, being at this conference, I looked like a guy, so I guess in theory I could take Bruce Jenner's place. I don't know how good of an athlete I would. Colin, this would be your domain. I don't think I could be better than a man being me, even if people thought I was a man being me, as an athlete. Yeah, I don't think that would work. I don't think I'd be better than them. I mean, like shooting, gender doesn't really matter, but other than that, 6'9", guess what that's our tallest? Our tallest is 7'2". Yeah, we have 7'2", 6'11", 6'9", a whole bunch of 6'5" and 6'6s, 5'11", and a family midget. So we're all really, really tall. I also did not realize how kind of my best friend calls us circus freaks. She's a 5-foot tall Italian. And so I met her my freshman year of college. She was my roommate. She met my whole family at once when they removed me in, and she was like, what the circus freak is this? And I was like, what? We're all normal? She was like, no, none of you are normal. Yeah, watching you, I don't know, but I had like 40 or 50 people at that conference after I spoke. I think I spoke to almost like 400. They came up to me and they were like, hey, are you dude? Oh, no, John. Dr. John, I do understand that you were making a joke about it. I just thought it was funny for Storytime. That legitimately people thought I was a dude because of my height. I just thought it was funny. No, that was just straight Storytime. I know you're making a joke. I know you are not a troll at all, and I adore you. You are one of my beasties. I just found it ironic that everybody had to assume my gender that day. But why? Just because I'm tall. Just not. Okay, whatever. If that's what you want to think. The only other time I've gotten mistaken for a guy is when I had a pistol on my inner thigh in a holster. Someone got a little brazen at a bar and stuck his hand on my inner thigh on the inside of my skirt and got a handful. And he thought it was something other than a pistol. And I've never seen somebody run out of bar faster in my life, and I about fell off the chair dying. Hey, why not? Why not? Gotta have fun. You have got to have fun. Oh, wait, she's still here. Cherokee, are you still here? Cherokee, are you still here? If you're still here, let me know in the chat. Because I'm not doing this particular story time unless Cherokee's here. Because I promised it to her. So she's got to let me know if she's here. So. Yeah, goosebumps. I don't know. Oh, what can I say? Someone else bring the camera. Hey, Zulu. have questions. Like, I want to know. How come the people that get so mad if you, like, assume their gender are so quick to assume yours? Like, if I walked around that conference, because it was like an entire trans conference, and was like, hey, are you a dude? People have been big mad. Big mad. But, it was totally cool for them to walk up and ask who did my surgery. Question who is on civil law. Who knows? Uncivil, I don't know. Who are you? Do you know who you are? That's all that matters. It's like your what's a woman question. I mean, when you come up with that answer, let me know. Who is anyone really? Oh, we're getting existential. I'm not that smart to be existential. We want to talk guns. We want to talk public safety. We want to talk about stupid. We want to talk OSHA. I can do that. Existential, cool. Philosophy class, cool. That was a rough one for me. How old? Nevin, are you asking how old I am? Man, are you asking how old I am? I'm 35. I am 35. Uncivil law is awesome. That's what uncivil law is. Uncivil law is an incredibly intelligent man and lawyer who's incredibly supportive, who also needs to realize that he is much better than he gives himself credit for, and not take things so personally. He just needs to give himself the credit that everybody else gives him. That's who uncivil is. Okay, which means we're not saying anything. You look, hey. Marco, if you think he has a prickly demeanor, I mean, I must be beyond a cactus. Everyone says he's like the nice, sweet one. I'm the acerbic, what did I get called? An acerbic Jody Arias. There was somebody that was convinced like Jody Arias was going to murder him. I love how people just can't. People just can't. I just can't with the stupid. Cherokee, I hope you're here. Cherokee, better be here. Okay, well, we're going to tell this story anyway since Uncivil and a bunch of the uncivilians are here. So today in Uncivil Chat, like, I know there's this entire discussion about maps and stupid. And, like, can you actually fix these people? And I said to Cherokee, like, hey, if you're over here rushing tonight into some, like, let me know, because I'll tell you my favorite story of someone that fixed a pedo. So in a minute, I will tell that story. But it was pretty epic. My mic improved all of a sudden because I'm sitting like 4 inches closer. And I hate it because I look god awful on screen. I'm not moving. I am staying close to the mic even though I look horrible. Leave me alone. Uncivil, are you ready for the story of how to fix the PETA? My civilians need to tell me if they're ready for the story. Not moving any closer because, like, that's scary. Surgery day, go, y'all are lucky I'm on camera. Anyways, don't jinx it. You're my fave. So I haven't seen you in a while. Everything good? I hope everything's good, so I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't gotten a chat with Missoula in a while. I know everything's good. So let me know when you all are ready. Four inches closer does it for some. Woohoo! I'm not getting much closer than this. Too close. We can see your age. I know. 35. Oh my god. I'm ancient. Do I look like the mummy? Am I gonna, like, shrivel up and die? So old. I'm a boomer. I'm like Nick Ricada old. Why not? So, Okay, so we're gonna go with the story. So the woman fixed the pedo. I got called to a prison in a state that shall be remained unnamed to what was the maximum security tier, which is the holding for people that were being held on capital crimes. And in this particular prison, this county facility, they do not hold people in solitary. They just don't have it. They have like 4 solitary cells. And when I got there, I'm not joking, there was this dude that looked like the guy from the Green Mile. He was like 7 foot tall. No one could get near the cell, and stuffed under a bridge, stuffed under the bench, was like a dude moaning in a pool of blood, and that's who we were there for. And it was like, my man, I'm gonna need him. And he was like, well, come get it. There was a whole bunch of arguing and back and forth, and finally we got him out. And when we got him out, the guy, the very, very lovely gentleman that looks like he belongs on the Green Mile, he was like, hey, Steph, because we were on a first name basis by that point, because I was gonna do just about anything I could to get out of there and like talk to him nicely. And he goes, do you want his eyes? So do I want what? Do I want what? His eyes? Okay, sure, yeah, I'm gonna need those. I don't think we can do anything with them, but yeah, totally. And he handed them to me in his like little metal cup. And then I got called back for his hearing because he was being charged. And I got a chance to talk to his lawyer to him, and I said, why do I have his eyes? Like, what was with the eyes? And he said, oh, dude had been arrested like 5 times for child porn and like lewd acts. And he kept bragging that, he had a great lawyer, he's all this money, he's getting out in 5 years, and he's going to do whatever he wants, and you can't stop him. He goes, so I took what was important to him the most. I took his eyes. Now he can't see what he wants. Okay. To my knowledge, I don't believe Guy reoffended. Probably because he couldn't see what he's doing. Like, if you want to envision it, great, but other than that, so yeah, he was like the one person I found that fixed the pedo. Marco, I mean, like, you can get me a mic if you'd like. If you want to buy me a mic, you can. I even have a Patreon. But, no, I do have a mic. As most will tell you, my mic's usually better. But like I said, I'm in the closet. Although, as Dr. John told me, Dr. John helped me. We're trying to figure out what I'm coming out of the closet as. Trying to figure out what I'm coming out of the closet as. I think trans is winning. I don't know. We've also established that I look old this close. Let's see. Maybe getting rid of some of the light. There. I'll blur you even more. Get rid of some of the light even more, and you can't tell my age even more. At 35, I know I'm ancient. Ancient and old and decrepit. It's okay. Doesn't bother me. I've lived this long. So you guys have to let me know. Back to any night. What do you want to know? Do my mic and camera move separately? Not right now, they don't. Are my skimpy dresses supposed to insulate her from the debris? Skimpy dresses? You've never seen me in a dress. I'm wearing long sleeves. How could I? Okay, I'm supposed to take over Bruce Jenner since he switched sides. We need to rebalance the teams. Yeah, I know. Oh, you feel like we're making out now? I mean, we can go with the, like, what does Stephanie have on under the sweatshirt, but that's not really my thing. What could I say? If I take over Bruce Jenner, I mean, like, what do you want me to? You want me to become a guy? I wouldn't make a good guy. I can't rebalance teams by becoming a guy. I'd make a horrible guy. I mean, played men's sports, but I'd make a horrible dude. Boobs. That wouldn't work. Like, I don't get it. You're in 4 right now, plus this one, so 5. Barco, sweetheart, if you want to make this a chatterbait room, you're gonna have to try a lot harder. Goosebump, don't worry about it, Dr. Johns. He's just joking around. He's cool. He's chill. He's not being mean. He's chill. Goosebump. I appreciate all the adornment, the love, and the protection. Dr. John is a friend of the channel. He's good. But Goosebump, here's your chance. What do you want to know? Here's your chance to ask Stephanie your questions on concealed carry, since you sent me a whole message. Tell me what you want me to answer. I'll answer right now. You're sure I can shoot better than most guys. That is a fact. I can shoot better than most guys. And as a fact, across the board, most women that are trained marksmen can shoot better than most guys because we have better birth control. And you can take that down whatever dirty alley your mind would like to. But we have better physiological control. I do shoot in an open class against guys all the time. But the problem is open class, we're not really rebalancing. Goosebump, let me know what you want to know. I want to answer your questions. You had so many good ones. I want to answer them. And so, well, you have questions. Oh, I have questions. You have questions? You have questions. I have questions. Not about concealed carry. Well, yeah, we're going to leave those questions until I'm not in public, okay? Yeah, thanks. Okay, thanks. There's not enough alcohol right now for me to answer those publicly. But I have questions. I have lots of questions. I always have lots of questions. Usually about the stupid. Usually about the stupid of some of the people in your audience or some of your guests. But questions, nonetheless. Yeah, Dr. John, come shoot with me. Come on. Lair, shoot along. That's what we're going to do. Like, we hit a certain number. In that case, the military should be only women, LOL. Dr. John, yeah, you would think, but there's a whole lot of other that goes into it. As most people know with my distance, I gotta make sure I'm closer because people complain they can't hear me well. So I have 2 rifles that are my babies. I'm sure I'm a bad mother to them too, depending on who you ask. I have a Barrett 50 and the 82 MA1, and I have a Macmillan TAC. So I have 2 50 calibers, both of which are very, very heavy, and can be a little bit of a beast to hump in and out of places. My advantage of being almost 6 feet tall allows me to shoot them. Women that are much smaller, even though physiologically they may be better inclined, would not necessarily have the physical ability. And that's not a trans, not trans. It's just our reach, recoil, where the shoulder pocket you need to put things, bipods, all that fun stuff. So, it comes down to that. But a lot of the other aspects of women in the military, there are a lot of other physical aspects that most women would not be well suited for. That's true of anyone, man, woman. Yeah, I mean, it is true, but, everybody can adapt to a point. Men tend to carry all their weight at the shoulders. It's where their center of gravity is. Women, your center of gravity is at your hips. So men can take recoil a little bit better. most men physiologically can drop more body fat. I, as a fireman, am one of the few females, on the SWAT team, I was one of the few females that could perform with the guys athletically. It's what you want and what you care about and how much you're willing to dedicate in the gym. And yeah, it's true of both men and women, but it's more common mindset-wise of guys. And as awful as that sounds, I hate the fight like a girl thing. I hate the double standard. For SWAT, there was no double standard. I had to qualify with the same physical agility that the guys did, because let me tell you, the times I've been shot at, not once is someone like, oh, it's a girl, like, so shoot nicer. It's never happened. Okay, so back to this question. What do I say to people who say women who carry are more likely to have their guns used against them to defend themselves? At least those not shooting all the time. I'm more likely to take a guy that's overconfident who's going to make that kind of statement, his gun away from him, and use it on him. It has nothing to do with your gender. If you carry your gun improperly, like the people are like, oh, I carry it in a purse, I carry it in a backpack, I carry this way. No. If you know what you're doing, it has absolutely nothing to do with what's between your legs, your ears, or anything. You know what you're doing, you know how to carry, and no one's taking it away from you. No one's going to use it against you. And if somebody is that arrogant to think that your gender means that they can take it away from you, please try and take mine. I invite you. It's not happening. You're not going to take my weapon away from me. None of them. I know there's never just one. And you're not taking it away. Goosebump, tell them to go play in traffic. Who cares? And it doesn't matter if you're shooting all the time. Concealed carry, your ability to retain your weapon, and your ability to know what to do has absolutely nothing to do with if you're going shooting all the time. Going shooting all the time has to do with being able to hit your target. That's all that has to do with. So, I know based on your histories you've told me that you tend to be a little bit nervous. But the best thing I can say is put it behind you and, move forward. Put it behind you, find a way, find people to talk to, find videos to watch. Tell me what kind of videos I can make or what I can tell you that'll make you more comfortable with it all. There are plenty of other women out here to help you and to make you more comfortable. I mean, next time I go to Mankato, but let's see what I say. We in the mythical land of Australia cannot carry. Street turtle, yeah, I mean, you could throw a spider or a wallaby or something. I don't know. Ask Runkle about knives. I'd love to visit Australia. I got to visit Tonga and Fiji and New Zealand, not Australia itself, but I couldn't live there. I couldn't give up my guns. I couldn't. So now how to carry? What sort of classes should I look for? Goosebump, NRA Basic Self-Defense, NRA Women's Self-Defense, NRA Basic Pistol. Barco, I don't know, we had mixed battalion and basics, so we're basically a lot of college folks, like 70 male, 30% female. And the number of female recruits who qualified as expert, 0. Well, that's a fairly small sample size. I'm not sure what branch you were in either. But that's a fairly small sample size. I saw quite a few. I was not there as a recruit. But I did. I've seen quite a few 4th Battalion Wookiees that can outshoot most men. They also have more body hair than most men do. Whatever makes you happy. I'm not here to judge. Why do I come to Mankato more than once? I go to downtown Minneapolis occasionally. No, not to see. I mean, like, hey, Nick's in your state. Go ask Nick. Why? Because there is a music group that was started by several people from Mankato that run a TV show and are fairly well known, and I am very good friends with two of them. And the mom still has a house in Mankato, and there's a whole bunch of stuff there. So I go visit. Julia's, I'm looking for a 9mm suppressor. Julia's, so I have a review coming up on a micro one, which is nice. Why specifically are you looking for a suppressor? For sound? For muzzle flash? What's your reasoning? Not saying I need to have one. I have several. And I have the tax stamp to prove it. But my question is why? Especially on the 9. Like, what aspect of it are you looking at that you're looking to get the suppressor? Because that would kind of inform what I'm saying. What's Australia watching you? I mean, I don't know. I live in New Zealand. Goes off of it, you can figure out who it is. What's cheaper than divorce? A suppressor? Jeez. Muzzle flash mainly, and safety for my ears. I don't know what kind of 9mm you have. Some of the suppressors I'm more familiar with are wouldn't fit all 9s, let's just say. You a lot of the times can control noise and muzzle flash based on what you're running through it. If it's for the range, I mean, just wear ears. Wear a good pair of ears. If you're out in the open and you're using it for self-defense, it's not a big issue. Here's Bumpy to catch Alex comment to me. Oh, I said you can probably figure out what the music group that I'm referring to is. There's not many out of Mankato. There's not a whole lot in Mankato, although I did get to go to a lake near there. It was interesting. I don't like cold, so I won't go there like 10 months out of the year. Julius, let me look into a couple options and let you know what good ones there are for that one. Random question, do I think there's a strong use case for 25 or 32? It depends on what you're using it for. I'm not a huge fan of using 25 for anything. 32, I have a 32 revolver. It's like a little micro pocket pistol. I don't use it much. I inherited it. I definitely inherited it, but a well-placed 32 behind the ear is very, very highly fatal. It depends on what you're using it for. Do I think there's a strong case for a 25 every day? I'm like, what are you doing with it? You might as well stab someone with a pencil at that. I shot with the 25, that's, Barca, that's why I said the 32. The several people in real life I've seen shot with the 25. The 25 was not sufficient to actually go through the majority of the skull. One was stuck between two vertebrae at the back of the throat. The other one, the doctor literally popped the bullet out like it was a zit. It went in, fractured the skull, skirted under the scalp, and ended up on this side. He just popped it out. So if you're going to go with a tiny caliber like that to rattle around inside someone's head, you would need to go more likely at 32. I mean, not that I would ever advocate for shooting someone in the head. I'm just saying if we're going to discuss the ballistics of something. Okay. I'm going to give everyone like 15 minutes if we have any other questions or AMAs. You may, and like I said, you're welcome. Sounds like 2 rounds. You're welcome to ask me anything you'd like. After that, I'm probably going to crash because, like I said, surgery yesterday, long day today. Sounds like cheap rounds. No, it also, Marco, wasn't cheap rounds. It just depends on the thickness of the skull and where you catch something. Some people are literally more thick-headed than others. I mean, at that point, you might as well debate 38 Super, I don't know. And yes, it'll rattle around and do more damage in a large caliber that goes in one side and out the other, but a large enough caliber, it doesn't matter if it goes in one side and out the other. It's going to be catastrophic, and the amount of damage done will not, in fact, matter. It will not be survivable. I don't know. Shot placement, just shot placement. Yeah, Goosebump, you just need to find a cause. I mean, take your safety into your own hands. You got this, girl. You got it. I have faith. So like I said, I have a couple of videos running up this week. Probably Friday. Sunday I'm going to do a Lair live. I have a bunch of stuff this week to go up. And then not sure what other stuff. Watching a daily, I always use jacketed hollow point. Well, no, not true. Most of the time I use jacketed hollow point. I am reviewing watching a daily, I am reviewing a whole bunch of jacketed hollow point in the ammunition video. Covering Black Talon, Winchester SXT, some of the Ranger, the Surefire, Ruger. I have like 15 or 16 jacketed hollow points that I'm covering and discussing the expansion. So yes, I will look into some suppressors and see if I can find something that I would personally recommend for you. Watching you daily, the only ones that I'm like a big fan of that aren't hollow point, I have my glow rounds, and I have several frangible rounds that I like. But those are very specific purpose rounds that I use. So yes, I have ammunition review going on, me absolutely trashing the stupid pink Kydex. We the People holster that is trash. A shoulder holster. I am going to break down and field strip my Para 1911. It's the same one that once the channel gets to 500, I'm going to do blindfolded. Because, hey, I agreed with, so why not? And later in the week, I also have the video of alternate locations of carry being the thigh, a shoulder holster, and some of the other holsters I'm doing. Goosebump questions any day. Like I said, Sunday I'll have my usual Lair live. I just thought I'd pop one up today and say hi. Missed everyone, make myself feel better. Missed everybody. So, I'm gonna head out. Both 40 Smith & Wesson and 9mm. Yeah, I mean, watching you know me, I'm a 40 or 45. I do have a few 9s. Whoa, check out those hands. Yes, they're huge. If you go look on my Instagram, you can even see a picture of them in relation to my Desert Eagle, and you can see how man-hand they are. Oh, yeah, totally. I'm almost 6 feet tall. Do you really expect me to have elf hands? I look really, really weird. Silly boy. Okay. I'm gonna sign off for now. Thank you, all my lovelies. Thank you, all my beasties. I have missed you. I adore you. You guys are the best. And, Dr. John, I'm gonna figure out what to do leaving the closet. Bye, guys. Talk to you later.